you guys want some cheap coins for Team of the Season and other special cards that are going to be coming out, check out FIFACoinZone.com. I'll have a link to them in the description down below. Use Fangs for a 15% discount. Hey guys, how's it going? It is Fangs, and welcome to a Q&A that I'm going to be doing today. So I had you guys ask me some questions on Twitter, and I was able to get to a few of those from you guys. If you ever want a chance to be able to ask me these questions for these Q&As, I'll have a link to my Twitter in the description down below. Don't forget to check that out. We'll get to the questions that I was able to get from you guys. If I was not able to get to yours, I'm sorry, but I will try my hardest to get to them in the next one. There's so many that come in, and I used, I think, the hashtag FangsGang, so I don't know, I didn't check to see if that like went where it was like worldwide, everybody was trending or anything like that. Probably not, but I use that. I usually do that, and so you'll see it on Twitter, so definitely check that out if you want a chance. We're gonna jump into these questions though, guys. Let's see how it goes. Favorite game to play apart from FIFA? So my favorite game currently, because I've already like answered questions on like what my favorite games of all time are, but my favorite game currently to play outside of FIFA, there's a couple. I like to play Diablo. When I get a chance, I like to get on Diablo. I've beaten it like a few times. I've already been through the storyline, but once you get to a certain level, then you can do Paragon levels, and it's just a lot of fun to me. There's like no end to it, but there's a lot of farming, and you have to get like the right type of armory, so I like that a lot. And then right now I've been playing The Witcher, as well as a little bit of Call of Duty. I bounced back into Call of Duty. I haven't been having too much fun with that. I hope that Black Ops 3 is a little bit better, but The Witcher 3 has been pretty awesome. Like somehow it's a mixture of like Elder Scrolls and maybe some Fable and some other stuff to me, so I really enjoy that game. So that's what I'm playing right now. Why do you have a cat and not a dog? I've always been kind of a cat person. Like whenever I was younger and I lived with my mom, I had two cats named Mickey and Tommy. I named the orange one Thomas O'Malley the alley cat after Aristocats. I don't know if you ever saw that, but I love that movie. And then when I moved in with my parents, or my dad and my stepmom's allergic to cats, so I could never have one. And we had like 5 dogs when I was growing up, because my family, like, they tend to get dogs and then they just don't, I don't know if they can't take care of them or if they move somewhere where they can't have them. Something always happens, but my parents always end up with a dog, so we had 5 when I was growing up in the household, and I loved them. I had my own dog myself, but really my parents took care of it. But I don't know, whenever I got out of high school and I went into college and past that, I didn't even have an animal in college. I tried a couple times, I had like a hamster and stuff, but when I got past that, I just really wanted a cat, and I waited, and this cat that I got happened to just kind of fall in my lap, and I love her. So at some point I might get a dog, but right now I'm pretty good with cats. Who out of the Sidemen are you closest to, and how did you two meet? Everybody always asks me this question, or they ask me something like, who is your favorite Sideman? Which I don't prefer. I don't pick and choose favorites. I have people that I like talk to and hang out with a little bit more. I love them all. Like, they're all really, really nice guys. But I know Simon more than any of them, I would say. I know Tub Jizzle pretty well, but I know Simon more than any of them. And that is because we just have worked a lot together, and we've been on trips together and stuff like that. And I met him actually, I was going to I was going to Eurogamer for my first time ever traveling abroad or going to any other event, and he happened to be just like in the friend group that I was in going there, and I met him like at the same time that I met like Bateson for my first time and Nepenthes for my first time and all those guys. That's when I met Simon, and at that point we started talking about doing UK versus USA, and that was a long time ago, and we've pretty much been doing it ever since. Hopefully you'll see some more of that in the future, but that is probably the one that I would say, I mean, I talk to him the most, and I've done the most with him, and we work together, so I know him pretty well compared to the others. How many blues have you packed in total? By the way, love your content. I don't have like a total. I was stupid, and I didn't like completely count it, but I remember looking at my transfer pile and going through them before the BPL even came out, and at that time, I had like probably 45 or 50 of them already, and since then, I've packed sometimes 20 in one day. I know for a fact I've packed at least 100, and I know like other YouTubers have packed way more than that. So I know I've probably packed 100 or more, and I don't know about the rest, but that is insane. I guess it's because I opened so many packs. How did you and Ginny meet? So I'm gonna make a long story very short. Ginny and I actually moved to Fort Worth to live with my dad for like only a month whenever I was in 5th grade. And I met Ginny there kind of, like I kind of had like a crush on a guy, and it happened to be her boyfriend. She didn't know that at the time, but I met her, we were in this class called Strings, where you pretty much learn how to play like the cello or the violin or something like that. You were able to get out of your normal classes if you were in this one. So I met her a little bit in there, but I didn't really talk to her so much. I talked to like her friend group. And then I went back and lived with my mom, and ended up coming back a year later in the second half of when I was in 6th grade. And I met her again, and I just remember being like in a basketball gym at my, not my elementary, it was my middle school. We were in the basketball gym. It was probably like my 2nd day, and she came up to me with this girl named Kimberly Selman. And I remember they walked up to me and they're like, hey, you're Jesse. Remember we met you like before when we were in elementary. They tried to invite me to like a slumber party, and I had denied them. And I was like, yeah, that's me. And they're like, they like remembered some kind of thing about me where I wore Jinkos when I was in 5th grade. I don't know, I was a little thug. And they're like, you guys need to really hang out with me, or you should really hang out with us. We're gonna make you super popular. I remember them telling me that, and I feel like that's like from some kind of like Mean Girls thing, in which it was just like them trying to be very friendly or whatever. But yeah, I started hanging out with Ginny from then on. Not so close in the 6th grade as much as 7th grade whenever I started like staying at her house a lot, and we've been best friends ever since. What's your favorite type of food? P.S. You're my fave YouTuber. My favorite type of food will forever and always be fried chicken. And that is from anywhere. Like KFC, I'll eat their fried chicken. There's a place called Lucy's Fried Chicken. There's Church's Chicken. There's Popeye's Chicken. Any type of Babes. In the South here, we have something called Babes Fried Chicken. Anything that is just fried chicken is just the best to me. If you could put together fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, and fried okra, that is like my perfect meal. Like, and then give me like a sweet tea or maybe a Dr. Pepper with it, and I am in heaven. Would you rather meet CR7 or Messi? This gets asked me all the time, over and over and over, like in streams and everything, and so it's a good time to answer it here. CR7, Ronaldo, would I rather meet him or would I rather meet Messi? And they still ask me questions also like, who do I like better, Ronaldo or Messi? Who do I think's better, Ronaldo or Messi? I will answer this question very simply so I never have to be asked it again. I like Ronaldo. I would meet Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo's extremely attractive, and I think he's an amazing footballer. And I do think he's better than Messi. And I know I'm gonna get some thumbs down for that, and I'm gonna get some hate in the comments, but the Ronaldo lovers, I better get some love down there as well, because I choose Ronaldo. What 3 things would you never be able to live without? Don't say YouTube or internet. Okay, so you take away like most of the things that I wouldn't be able to live without, which is YouTube and the internet. And you probably don't want me to say FIFA either. So, one thing I couldn't live without was obviously Doobie, duh, my husband. Another thing I couldn't live without is gummy bears, because those are by far the best candy in the world. And I probably couldn't live without, I would say TV, like in general. Like I know the internet and all that is not a part of it, but just to have TV and to be able to watch shows like Game of Thrones, or I watch these like weird investigate murder shows and stuff like that. If those were taken away from me, I would be pretty distraught. How long do you see yourself doing YouTube? I see myself doing YouTube for as long as YouTube will let me do YouTube, as long as you guys will let me do YouTube, as long as you guys watch me and FIFA continues to grow and my channel continues to grow in whichever direction it goes, whether I do in real life stuff or I do FIFA because that's what I'll always do, or even if I play other games and I do Twitch and stuff like that. I just want to continue doing this and continue down this path for as long as you guys will have me, is pretty much what it is. And you guys seem to support me. I mean, you guys show up, you watch all the videos, I get the thumbs up, we're growing, we're gonna probably hopefully get to 1 million subs maybe in like the next 6 months, which would be amazing unless something dramatically happens, which does, sometimes it happens, things slow down. But if things go how they're going now, we'll get there, and that's all gonna continue to take place as long as you guys will have me. What was your favorite childhood TV show? My favorite show that I watched when I was a child, there was 2 that I can't really pick between. I really loved Saved by the Bell. I loved Zach on Saved by the Bell, so I watched that show like it was no other. And then I really loved The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like that was, you know, Will Smith and all of that, Carlton on that show. That was just such an amazing show that I loved it, and I watched them all the time. So those are my favorite like childhood shows. If you want to go like further deeper into my childhood, be like the Power Rangers. I always wanted to be the White Power Ranger, and I watched this show. I watched Barney when I was really young, but then I upgraded to a show called Gullah Gullah Island. I don't know if anyone's seen that show, but if you have, let me know in the comments down below because I was obsessed with that show as well. But that's some of the ones that I watched whenever I was a kid. All right, guys, so that is going to be it for this Q&A. It wasn't very an active Q&A. It was more so me just asking questions. A lot of times I like to do something fun, and I'm like the last time I pranked Doobie, but I was kind of pressed for time, and I am like dying right now. As you can see, I'm like super red because I was in the sun for way too long yesterday. I was hanging out with friends, and it's made me kind of like feel izzy or whatever, but I am going to be streaming after this goes live. So if you guys want to check out my live stream, I'll have a link to the description down below, twitch.tv/Fang_I3Anger. That's going to be it for this video though. If you did enjoy it, thumbs up is what makes this amazing. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.